Well, we came in today and, a lot of came in today. The position was going against us. So on the open, we decided to cover just because we were, tired of losing money and just kidding. We didn't do anything to the position, and they announced that tariffs are delayed, which is great for volatility. After that front month future was so strong, really not as much of a factor on UVXY as next week's expiration week, but still that front August future was so strong that when the news was announced with the tariffs, it had to go lower. UVXY currently down almost $3 on the day. This is a beautiful thing that's happened for our position and puts us kind of back in the game here. It was getting a little bit scary with every day that's just moving against us, but this news that tariffs are delayed really takes the heat off of a lot of stuff. I was watching this video from Don Kaufman from TheoTrade yesterday that, he's a perm. I mean, he might get on me for saying this, but I'm not the only one that said this. But Don Kaufman is a little bit of a perma bear as far as the market goes, and he sees a reason for us to crash around every corner. But I think his analysis is invaluable, and please check out TheoTrade. I'm a huge fan of Don Kaufman, don't get me wrong, but he is a huge perma bear, and he had me a little rattled. I was watching one of his videos, and I was actually looking on the open at our spread. Our spread was getting marked at 82 cents on the open today, but boom, tariffs delayed. Funny picture tweeted out by John Daly. I'm a big fan of John Daly, the golfer. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that picture with the president, but it doesn't. But anyways, let me say thank you, Mr. President. Thank you so much for delaying the tariffs. We're back in the game with this position, folks. Once again, our position is we are along the 27.5 put spread with only like 25 days to go. So a $3 down move. We are still a ways away, and we'll probably be looking to roll this out a little bit, this position at some point. But in the meantime, at this point, a $3 down move in UVXY does not hurt us in any shape or form. This is awesome news for the position, folks. And the markets applaud the tariffs being delayed a little bit. I'm sure that it's something to be happy about in China, who also needs a win with all of this stuff in Hong Kong. Now, the Chinese being very sneaky in Hong Kong. They're trying to keep the military out of the conflict. They don't want another Tiananmen Square. However, it seems like they've dressed up some of their security forces with these white shirts and stuff, and they're beating up protesters, which is not cool. But yeah, exciting. All the pressure in the world on us to cover the position or to take some action here. Every single, all the talking heads saying that, we're in for a lot more selling. Look out below. And as happens often when everybody's looking out below, we get that pop. And this is really a relief. I don't know how long we could turn things around. There's a lot of numbers out this week, so things could turn around. But this is really big news that the tariffs have been delayed, and it's just that little bit of good news that this market needs to get out of its funk that it's been in. If we back up for a second, take a look at the chart of the E-minis here. Let me get out of the way to kind of put things in perspective. I like to look at like a week chart of the E-minis here. So let's do that. Let me see if I can kind of make my screen just a little bit smaller so we can see the whole thing here. There we go. Let's take a look at the 20-day for the E-minis. And we can see the down move here. And then we got the rally. And then it was kind of just like chipping away each day. We had several down days in a row. And here, boom, back up. Let's see if we can break through this. It looks like there's sort of a resistance here, right? See if we can turn this resistance into support right here around the 29.25 area. If we look quickly at the NASDAQ up 177 points, and NASDAQ has broken through that area of resistance where it was at before. So that chart looks even better. Let's look for a second at the Dow. The Dow, of course, similar more to the S&P than to the NASDAQ, and hanging out around where we got to before. So we'll see if this area is significant or not. But in the meantime, monster rally going on today. The Dow up about 400 points. E-minis up 45. NASDAQ up 173 as the announcement comes out that the tariffs have been delayed until December. So kicking the ball down the curve. You know, tariffs are a tax on everybody and not good. Now, I have views on the on free trade that are not going to be popular with a lot of people. I believe in no tariffs, world markets. Even if it takes jobs away from the U.S., I believe in just letting the markets be free. If you can make stuff cheaper somewhere else, make it cheaper there. If U.S. markets are not competitive, the market pressures, if jobs go away from the U.S., then we're just going to have to figure out how to be more competitive and teach people how to do different things. I know that's not a popular view among people, but I believe in completely free trade and trade agreements among countries. We can all work together. We're one world. And like I said, it's not a popular viewpoint because people want to keep jobs in the United States. I understand that, and the nationalism and everything. And I'm proud to be American as well, but I'm also proud to be a citizen of the world. So if you can make stuff cheaper somewhere else, make that stuff cheaper there, and it's going to be better for everybody in the end if we do not have tariffs all over the place and we're not infighting amongst ourselves. All right, so the big point that Don Kaufman was making of the VVIX up around 110 is really a warning sign. Well, VVIX down 9 points today as I would suppose the pressure is for people who own all these big puts and stuff that they're trying to lighten up a little bit on their protection to the downside as we get this big rip up. I have to believe that there were some people out here who were short this market who were forced to cover on this news today. The VIX still where it is now, 1850, still at an elevated level. It certainly could stay at this level. We'll have to see where the market goes from here, but definitely encouraging for the position. Like I said, probably looking for us to roll our position out, because if we look at it now, we're running out of time here, folks. Here is the situation since the spike, UVXY. It's going to look a little bit similar to the VIX chart here if we pull it up. Here is the situation. We had the spike. We're coming down off the side of it, and then we got this next move up. It didn't make it anywhere near to the high. However, it was another move up, and we need to break through 17 to get that continuation lower. If our position is to work, folks, we need volatility to come in and get back down to like the 15, 14 level, really, for our position to really pay out for us. Remember, even with this $3 down move, UVXY is still above 33 here, and that $3 away from the first option that we are long in our put spread. However, we'll take down $3 in a day, now down 257. We do have numbers coming out, I believe, at 10 o'clock here, so we'll see what happens with that. But I have to think that this tariff news is going to, if you don't mind the pun, trump everything else that can come out today. And so very exciting for us here. All right, thanks for watching. I'll let you get back to your trading. Let's see. Yes, Apple is up 10 right now. So that's good for your puts, right, man accounts? Cool. Meanwhile, my MNK was looking bad. It was down 50 cents, but now it has appeared to come back. Remember, I did buy some MNK earlier yesterday, and it looks to be coming back from that 433 that it got down to, now almost unchanged, was down 50 cents. So MNK, let's go. Also, the other long that we're looking at here is, of course, ACB. ACB down 10 cents, not really doing anything. Along with the other MJs, we've got CGC up just 2 cents. Tilray up 65 cents. And Afria up a penny right now. So the MJ is not really participating in this rally right now. The bank stocks got hit the hardest yesterday, just to do with this crazy interest rate thing. Let's take a look at TLT for a second. This is being the interest ETF, and if we look at this chart, it is a pretty amazing chart. It has given a little bit back, but take a look at this spike in the bonds. Now remember, bonds go up, rates go down. This is showing bonds going up and thus rates going down. But we see this move from 111 up to 142. We haven't seen these levels since mid-2017, and really just a gap up here. We'll see if this fills the gap. I'm sure it's going to look attractive for people to buy puts in this because it is kind of an extreme move. We will see, U.S. interest rates, as Don Coffin was pointing out, still are attractive compared with a lot of other rates which are negative. We are still paying a little bit of interest to people, a little bit over 1%. So, but with other rates negative, U.S. bonds look more attractive, and thus there's a lot of buyers out there for U.S. bonds, even with the lower rates. And when we have buyers of U.S. bonds out there, that means that rates go lower. All right, so there we stand right now. UVXY currently down 250. The position is alive. Am looking to probably roll soon. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for continuing coverage of the markets as we move forward during the week. Hanging in there with the position. Thanks for watching.